What do? I know it's my debt, but I don't have money to pay collector. They keep calling me at home and work. Okay. Kindly remind them of the FDCPA. Say, do you remember? Don't you know what it says? Because it kind of smells like harassment. You know what I mean? So. Okay, so the first question. Why would a closed charge-off account that showed derogatory before disputing bring down your score? Remarks added to account now showing paid charged-off account is 4 years old. Did you view this on Credit Karma? Remarks don't drop your real score. So I would strongly advise not looking at Credit Karma when it comes to the accounts you dispute, because I have no idea what Credit Karma got going on, what type of scoring system that they use, but anytime they add a remark or remove a remark, your score drops. And I'm just like, what? But that has no effect on your FICO score, which is your real score, which is the score you should be paying attention to. The only things that affect your score or play a part in your score are what you see on the screen: the amounts owed, payment history, new credit, length of credit history, and your credit mixture. Nowhere on there does remarks affect your credit score, so don't pay attention to that at all. Trying to fix my credit, I see inaccuracies on my personal information. Do I send in the dispute over my personal information first, then in a separate mail send in disputes on the accounts and inquiries, or do I send both personal and account and inquiries dispute all at one time? Thanks for all you do. So depending on you, you can work on everything on your credit report at once. But yes, you send each letter separately. If you want to work on your personal information at the same time that you work on derogatory accounts as well as inquiries, you can do that. But if you are like a person who becomes easily overwhelmed, I would suggest working in sections opposed to doing everything at once. But work on the same section on each credit bureau so nothing gets left behind, if that makes sense. I sent your Goodwill letter out to Synchrony. I got a letter back from Synchrony stating that they report accurate, so they won't remove any late payments. So what now? Okay. Well, I will say this. It's to Michael. I do know that you posted in the group today that you did get a late payment removed after calling. But for anyone else, I still wanted to answer his question, even though it kind of got resolved. Try again and change your dispute or your Goodwill reason, the reason for needing it. Just try again. Sometimes it takes more than one time to get a Goodwill adjustment to go through, because truth be told, companies are not required to respond or accept Goodwill offers or even do them at all. So just try again. I have 6 charge-offs from 2018 and 2019. Is there a way to get them removed? Contact your original creditor. If you are in a position to negotiate a settlement on the accounts in exchange for them to get deletion, I would definitely take that route. That's going to be the only way, unless you can find inaccuracies. If you find things that are reported inaccurately about the account, you can always dispute it with the credit bureaus. In the event that you get the account removed from your credit report, you still will need to contact the creditors, because that doesn't dismiss the debt just because it's removed off your credit report. You'll need to make some type of payment arrangement with them and stick to it. If anything, I would suggest paying in full, but negotiate a payment with them in writing, something along those lines. But yeah, you're gonna have to contact the original creditor. I sent a debt validation letter to a collection agency. I waited the appropriate amount of time, and after no response, I sent a more sternly worded letter. I included a copy of my first letter along with a copy of the certified mail receipt. Still no response after 15 days. What should my next step be? Is there a letter template that I should use? Your next step should be to file a CFPB report and demand that the account be removed. Do you plan on starting your own credit repair company, or will you stick to the DIY? Yes, I do plan on accepting clients at some point. As of recently, I have added being a teacher to my resume, a homeschool teacher, that is, to my 6-year-old. So while I'm working on being able to accept clients, that requires a lot of access, like direct access to me, and a lot of time. So until I can get my time management down, and then just other things on the business side that I need to get squared away first before I start accepting clients outside of my state, yeah, I got to get that piece together first. But I do plan on accepting clients really soon, before this year is over. I do. Should a charge off have a balance? Yes, unless it's been sold to another company, and in that case it should say sold or transferred to another lender or something like that, and it should not have a balance. But if the debt still remains with the original creditor, they can still report a balance. Trying to remove public records, is there a way to find out which bureau uses which third-party reporting organization, i.e. LexisNexis, SageStream? My point is, with so many third parties, I only want to freeze the ones that will be contacted to get the info. That's a great question. But yes, the companies use LexisNexis. It actually says it on their site. TransUnion actually says that LexisNexis is the person who provides the public record information. And then it also says, if you scroll down, that for all bankruptcies collected after November 30th, 2018, they use a company called LCI. Who the heck is that? But Equifax uses LexisNexis. Experian says that they use the court to verify. So it's on their websites, and you can actually use that to your advantage. But when you get your credit reports from them, when you get like a copy of it in the public record section, LexisNexis information is all right there. And that's who they claim furnishes the public record information. So you actually have the answer even before you send that method of verification letter to them. But you definitely need to have LexisNexis, suppressed, frozen, whatever, as well as SageStream. How long can a debt collector pursue an old debt? Okay, this varies as the statute of limitations varies for each state. The statute of limitations basically is a time period that a company has to legally pursue you to collect the debt. But to answer your question, the typical time frame is 4 to 6 years. But that does vary. How do I remove a charge off from my credit report? P.S. I know it's my debt. Okay. So the only way would be to contact the original creditor and try to convince them through a Goodwill letter, that you shouldn't be obligated to pay the debt, or try negotiating a settlement with them in order to get the account removed off your credit report. But either way, you're going to have to go through that original creditor. So a Goodwill letter or a settlement. How do I handle a medical collection? Well, a collection is a collection, regardless if it's just your regular old debt or if it's a medical collection. Your right under the FDCPA is to get validation of debt first. So before you go making a payment for a debt that has not been validated, you should be seeking debt validation first. And only if they can provide proper validation, then you should try to settle the account. But other than that, the first thing you need to do is seek debt validation. And the thing with medical collections is, once the medical collection has been paid, it should be removed from your credit report once satisfied. Sometimes you have to remind either the company or the credit bureau to remove the accounts. But 9 times out of 10, if you're one of the fortunate individuals who don't have to dispute an account to say, hey, I paid this, get it off, it will automatically come off once satisfied. What do? I know it's my debt, but I don't have money to pay collector. They keep calling me at home and work. Okay, so first, don't agree to pay any amount by a certain time frame over the phone, and don't let them bully you into paying either. They tend to do that, especially the ones who call you at work repetitively. Like, they know that they're not supposed to do that, but the next time they call you at work, you need to let them know that my employer does not allow these type of phone calls. You cannot call me at work. you know, please stop calling me. And now that you told them that, and if they continue to do that, you need to file a complaint against the company. And in some situations, if they call too much, they can be fined. And then you could possibly be, the debt could be dismissed and you don't have to pay it. So, you know, if they happen to continue to call you after a certain time at home, or if they continue to call your work, kindly remind them of the FDCPA. Say, do you remember? Don't you know what it says? You know, because it kind of smells like harassment. You know what I mean? So, like, at the end of the day, the debt collector is the one under pressure. You know, they're the ones that need you to pay. You haven't been paying all this time, and you've been gone about your life. True enough, your credit is taking a hit because of the collection, but you've went this long without paying that account. You are not under any pressure. You know, as long as you're not agreeing to anything on the phone, making promises to pay, you know, or entering into agreements, you know, with them verbally where they could use that against you, then don't let them, because they're pressured to try to get their commission, you know, don't let them spook you into paying a debt that hasn't been validated. No, send your debt validation letter first. That's the very first thing that you do. All right, next. Do collection agencies accept payment plans? Some do, but they're not obligated to do so. It's more of a courtesy thing, or if it's gotten to a point where the debt has been with them for so long and they're just ready to get it over with, they will accept a payment plan or work out something with you. But if you do enter into a payment agreement with them or get on the payment plan, get it in writing first. All right, so that wraps up this video. If you still have questions, definitely open up that description box and click the link to be able to submit your question to be answered. And I will try to do these question and answer videos every week. I'm going to get on the schedule, I promise, and I'll stick with that schedule. But yeah, y'all have a great day. Definitely subscribe. Peace out.